Hello, and welcome back to Factorio Space Age. We are still on Novice. We have just finished putting together our logistics robots and our construction robots. We are still on 0.2069, which I am locked to for now. Here is the base as it wound up. So after the last episode, I ran around and I made sure that all of my microbase outputs were all placed in these yellow boxes. In fact, I did an upgrade of the entire microbase so that every box turned into a yellow box. And, yeah, okay. And then I said, well, let's set up a logistics request, which says what I want to carry around the base when I'm running around. My robots will take care of giving all this stuff to me. I've turned on trash unrequested, which means if I pick up anything that is in excess of what I've requested, the bots are going to take it away and they're going to shove it in a box. We can already see we got that here. The one thing that I regret here, well, actually, there's a couple of things that probably shouldn't be stuck over here. But it's a little hard to set those up. I will take care of moving these modest quantities of items back into their ingredient flows later on. The other thing that I've been doing quietly in the background, if we could turn off our logistics stuff. You'll notice that once I had logistic bots out there, they just quietly built everything that I had blueprinted. So we now have all of our smelters, which are extended. They could now handle a full blue belt of incoming stuff and give full blue belts of outgoing stuff, except of course for the steel, which is going to be 4/10 of a belt for both of those. But yeah, there it is. I also, as you can see, running the mod that shows me more information in the colors on the map. So all of those red lines, that's where I've got red belts. There would be yellow lines if I still had yellow belts. There is a cumulative upgrade that I maintain called current upgrade. When I apply that, all the yellow stuff becomes red, all the inserters go to fast, all the boxes go to storage chests, all the stone furnaces go to steel, suddenly, and so on. So this is kind of a cumulative upgrade that I will apply periodically. It also applies to blueprints as I carry them forward. You will see that I have sent power out, and these little blue dots are radars. I have been looking for what the geography looks like here and where my biters are. And at this point, we have finally gotten out to the point where I can see a couple of important things. First off, we are on a peninsula, so if I kill off the little biters here and out here, my two connections to the mainland, I believe, are through here. We may actually have a smaller choke point over here and on the bottom. So to the west and to the south are my connections out to what looks like the larger landmass, and the rest of it needs to be killed off. Currently, our pollution cloud is very small because I am keeping my scale limited. And this is throttled by how fast we are mining. And as long as our cloud stays small, we're good. We're not golden, though, because currently we're at an evolution factor of 60%. This means that those biters have gotten fairly strong. And I have done absolutely nothing in terms of military. I haven't even made a better gun. So it is time for us to start focusing on military science. You can see I've added down here. I'm going to be making walls and turrets and piercing rounds so that I can shoot things. I will need to give myself a better gun, but mainly I want to be counting on the turrets for actually doing combat. this means that I do need to set up military science. Now, military science, my original thought was to put it on the bottom half of this belt, and I can still get there with long-handled inserters from the top. Now, scale here. We're going to need 5 machines to do this. And if I just put them in like this, now the question is, how do I get the materials in to the north of them? Let's change the recipe to military science. Oh, come on. You. Okay, so you guys are all military science. And there's only room for one thing in here. I'm going to have to move this again. I just moved it out there. So let's do that. He's all set up. He has the right filter. I can take care of that. And the robots will go ahead and move things in. So we do have enough room above these guys to bring in our ingredients. From somewhere. I am not sure how we're going to do this. Yikes. Actually, that looks like I might have room right there. Can I bring it south through there? The answer is I will have to do something here. There we go. So if I can get my ingredients coming in on those 2 belts up there, we've got our military science down here. Let's do this. You all need to be producing downward. And this is use filters, military science. There we go. Now I need to be bringing stuff in from above, which means we are going to be doing this. Long-handled inserters, I'm just going to put in like that. And the shorties go in like this. So our 3 ingredients are piercing rounds and grenades and walls. And the walls are coming in twice as fast, but it's still a very low rate. So we could really put them anywhere we want. I'm inclined to put the walls on this left-hand belt and the other 2 on the right-hand belt. So what do we need to do to make them? Well, let's see. Let's take a look at crafting military walls. Walls are made from stone brick and only stone brick. Now I'm going to need a whole big load of walls. We do have stone brick on that down there. Okay. The other thing is we needed piercing rounds, which are iron and copper and steel. Okay. So it's copper, steel, and firearm magazines are iron. So iron, copper, and steel. We've got iron and we've got copper. We don't have steel here. We'll need to bring steel up. That's okay. We can snag steel from somewhere. And we're going to want to make piercing rounds, not just for science, but for real use as well. And grenades. I'm going to carry some grenades because grenades are a great way to get rid of forests. I'm not too good at throwing grenades to get rid of biters. Coal and iron plate. And we have iron plate and we don't have coal. So we're still missing steel and coal up here. I can snag coal. Well, I need to be careful about snagging coal from the furnaces because we are going to be shifting over to other things. I need to make sure that I have a line of coal that will remain coal. And my plastic needs to use it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say this inner line here, this is going to remain coal. The outer line is going to be our fuel line. Which means I need to do something like this. You are already stretched to the maximum length. Oh boy. Okay. So if we're bringing in some other kind of fuel here, then we have the ability to merge the fuel with coal. So I want to take input priority left here. Additionally here, I want to do input priority left. So this is going to be our potentially other than line, and we're going to output priority right. So we're going to prioritize this line of fuel making the turn toward the power plant. I do want to feed it additional coal from here. So if we're running low on fuel, we'll refuel from coal. And this guy needs to come like that. And this remains coal. So this is our pure coal line. Oh, he isn't pure coal anymore because he's been merged with fuel. Oh. Can I? Haha, there we go. Okay. So coal coming north. We want to, again, prioritize to the right because we want to have all priorities pointing towards fuel. We want to prioritize output to the left. All priorities point towards our power plant, always. This guy, input from there. I'm going to output priority to the right and change it to a filter of deconstruction planner. There we go. And here is our actual, we know that this guy is always coal. He's coming from here, which is coming from here, which is coming from this line, which we are promising is always coal. This line is not. So now that we have a line that we know is always coal, we do need to bring it out where it can be used. Because this guy is tapping the fuel line, which is no good. Get rid of you. And in fact, I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to bring these guys together at some point. There. Okay, so to the left is going towards plastic. Again, all priorities always point towards the power plant. I would rather run out of plastic than run out of power. There we go. Now these guys actually, they're half a belt each. So let's do this with a merger. So that either line can go to either side here. Now, normally, you lap from the left onto the right, but in this case we only have one side going, so we're going to do that. And in this case, out priority left into a deconstruction planner. There. We'll be reworking that as we increase our capacity and our draw. At some point, we will have multiple lines of plastic running out to the main bus. This is not the main bus build. This is still the spaghetti micro base. So now I have assured that I have some coal. All of that just to make sure I have some coal. And now we need to get that coal up to where we are going to be doing our military. Now, I didn't see a way to get the military up from below. I didn't really look, actually. So we need to bring it all the way up to the top. We need to get coal and steel up to here. I think I can just bring the coal north along this next line. It looks like that does work. I bring it north to there. Oh, and this is going to be a problem right here. Well, let's move you over to the right. There. Now, I've probably got some coal on the outside of this lane in the process of doing that. Oh, nope, I didn't. Yay! Okay, so that's got the coal. Now I need steel coming up. The easiest way to do that is for me to take this steel and just send it north. And then we're going to turn both of them to the right. Notice I'm using the robots to do all that construction. Yeah, I do want to skip past this because getting these stuff in is a little cranky. 1, 2, so we're going to come from there down like that. So steel and coal. And we just need to build all of our military stuff up here. Now, the first thing I'm going to peel off is the walls. And for the science, we only need half a machine making walls for science. I'm going to put in 3 machines making walls. We are going to be taking from down there. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 like that. And the longest I can stretch this guy is like that. That should work. We are making walls. Walls normally need 7.5 bricks per second. Oh, well, that's why we need a lot more of these. Okay, so we are going to have to do something else with the brick. We're going to need a lot more brick because this can only deliver 15 bricks per second total on this belt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do you. I'm going to split you here. I know, I could do something else. And you just need to do that. And then over here, we can go ahead and put these guys in. 1, 2, 3. So walls. So we need 1/2 of one machine running at full speed. This guy wants 7.5 walls per second. I have no idea if I'm going to be coming anywhere near actual rates, so I'm going to put in 6 machines making these guys. If I bring the walls in higher, I can bring this in a little better. Say we output the walls below these machines. So here is our stone coming in. We can deliver 30 stone per second. Flash, 30 stone per second divided by how much this guy needs is 7.5, which means this is the equivalent of running 4 machines. So 4 wall machines is going to completely decimate this belt. It's also going to be a lot more than we need. Let's do one more out there. Here goes our walls. I didn't really commit to walls on anything in particular, but I'm going to put it on this belt. And we need to have fancy boxes. Our stock capture. Oh, I didn't fix the thingy up here, did I? You are into a yellow box now, aren't you? And so are you. So I'm going to do a stock capture here. You're going to gather 4 stacks. Okay, power. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. Okay, so up to 4 stacks of walls go into the logistics network. We are within coverage. I am going to add another roboport here. There we go. And I have no idea if this is going to be enough. Basically, it's 2 fast inserters per wall machine. And I'm going to do that input and output just because I am frickin' lazy. Use filters, walls. Now, I have asked for a delivery of walls. So logistics, I am asking for 400 walls. So it's gonna grab a whole bunch of walls and give them to me. That's great. We are going to be needing a large quantity of walls at some point when we run out, and if I've got, when we run down to build the wall. So if I've got room, I'm going to go ahead and have the robots collect them for me, so I have them in hand. And now if we look at our production rates over the last minute for walls, we see we are running 360 per minute roughly. Our total that we need for science is 45 per minute. So we definitely have enough walls, at least for science. I think we have enough walls for me to build. Okay, so that's walls. Mark that done. Grenades are mainly coal. Put one out here and let's take a look. So grenades take coal and iron. We've got iron down here. I may reroute this so I can put the grenades along the iron. It also needs the coal coming in. So the other thing I could do is have the iron come north. Let's have the iron come north, maybe. In fact, if I can bring the iron north earlier, bring the iron north earlier is not going to work, so we're going to bring it north over here somewhere. Do. No, that's not going to work. I know how to do this. That would put a splitter here, and it would come up here. Guess we could do this. Yeah, there's iron. Iron and coal. I'm gonna dogleg the coal up like that. Wait, is that what I really want to do? That may not be what I want to do. Hold on. We need much more coal. So we want coal on the close one, so I guess we could just bring it over on its area there. I'll have my robots pick up the stuff I put down by mistake. There's iron. There's coal. Now, for science, apparently we need 4 machines. I don't do 4s. I'm going to do 9. So I'm going to come just to the right of there. We're going to put these machines in here. These are making coal. Excuse me. These are making grenades. Now, this is going to require almost 1 per second. So really, it doesn't matter which order those are in. So there's our grenades. Okay. Inputs. So let's put this out here. And our red ones can strike in like that. You are grabbing iron. And you are grabbing coal. So there is our grenade line. And we want to use the stock capture here. And you are getting grenades. Just like that. Filters. Grenades. Okay. Now I have requested grenades, and it will deliver it. We need 22.5 grenades per, 22.5 grenades per minute. So, going to here. We see grenades are running very neatly at about, 40-ish, little good. The other half of this is going to be, so piercing rounds magazines. We need 3 machines making piercing rounds for every 1 machine making regular rounds. And I will want to do extras of this. So this belt is going to end up extending. What I'm going to do is 3 sets of 3 machines making piercing rounds. And 1 set making regular rounds. Piercing rounds need copper and steel and firearm magazines. Copper and steel will come in from the left, and firearm magazines are going to come in from the right. Just like that. Chains needing a split belt of steel and copper. Got it. Can do that. Gonna come to here. I need to get it down to over here, so that's easy enough. We come across, and we come down here, and we make the turn. You are carrying firearm, piercing rounds magazines. Okay. And I'm going to put in another one of these next to it. You are putting 4 stacks of piercing rounds magazines in that box, or in the logistics network. Okay. Your inputs. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Your power comes in here. And I am going to put some lamps in next to the power poles. Like that. So these guys, turn that in. I can make this a little better. There we go. These guys have 1 input, and it's iron, and that's real simple. I'm just going to grab it from here. And the output, oh boy. Barely. Okay, you probably heard that squeak a little bit as it came through. I could have separated these 3 by moving them down into the right a bit. It would have been easier, but we're done. It's there. We're okay. This does, however, require 3 inputs per output, which means I want our iron on this line. There. Put it like that so our outputs can go out like that. these guys are going to take in their ammunition. Okay, this guy is just the ammo. And this guy is just those guys. Whoops. There we go. I don't anticipate using yellow ammo from, just for day-to-day stuff. So we are focusing on using red ammunition now. I need to get a better gun. I'm just going to do one of them. So we're just going to do it. Submachine gun. Do I have the ingredients for it? I do not have I need iron plate, copper plate, and gear wheels. Let's request it in. So for the times when I need ingredients, I can bring in this little thingy down here. Iron plate, copper plate. I'm going to also request in some steel. What else did we need here? Gears. I'll bring in gears. And I'll bring in electronic circuits. And give our bots a moment to deliver the neat stuff to us. And we just make one. So you hit Control, click, empty place in your inventory, and it will fill the machine with everything you've got that can go in it. And then you can click it all back out once it's started, and it'll make the one, and you're done. And we now have that done. The other thing I want to make one of is a shotgun, which is much the same stuff, but I also need some wood. So we're going to actually ask for bots to supply us with a stack of wood. And we'll just wait until we have a stack of wood. Always make sure this, once you've requested something, mouse over it, make sure there's actually some in the logistics network. In this case, there's plenty of wood, so it's not a problem. We want to make one shotgun. Now we're going to need to make shotgun shells too. We need to automate that because we may need a bunch of them. Shotguns are my favorite method for reducing the spawners, unless I'm going to be dumping down a whole bunch of turrets. But shotguns are actually nice. Shotgun shells are iron and copper. We can build a bunch of those somewhere. It doesn't really matter where. And you go away. So we now have our weapons. So anywhere we have copper and iron, we can do shotgun shells. Well, I'm going to do something really crappy here. I'm going to drop this down in the middle of these buses. These are making shotgun shells. This will make 0.25 a second. That's 15 per minute. We don't actually use a whole lot of shotgun shells. We need iron and copper in. We need power. And we need to have our outputs. We don't have piercing shotgun shells yet, so we can't ask for those. Like I said, this is not the organized bus, a main bus-based production system. This is the spaghetti micro base, so we get to do things like put a machine down in the middle of all of the belts because it needs two of the things. Yay. If I wanted, I could even slide it all up by one, since I actually have the ability to do that. Yes, we are accumulating some shotgun ammo. We are still accumulating that. Going to bring it out to here and around, all the way down, so this can be delivered to making military science. Huzzah! Now, we are probably going to be picking up all of the ammo as fast as it's going to be made. If I hit Alt-X on this, I say per minute, it says we're doing 135 rounds per minute production. That's good. And 50 rounds of grenade, 50.63 grenades per minute. Okay. We're not worried about the intermediates. Shotgun shells, we're running 15 per minute. So if I need more shotgun shells, I need to do more machines. Actually, let's see. Can I do more machines? I can do more machines, can't I? Let's just do that. I swap this around. I don't think this can get past 2 of these, so I think we still need to just do it here and here and here. Okay, so this will get us 60 shotgun shells per minute. So if I go out and I'm shooting 1 shell per second, okay, boom, 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 boom. At that rate, our base is still keeping up with what I'm using. Come back for a reload, and I've got enough reloaded to go out and do it again. Of course, I didn't look at how much resources we're going to be stealing for this. So, have we actually gotten any military science out? I think we've actually produced some military science at this point. Yes, we have. Let's take a look. So our science production over the last 10 minutes, last minute, since we haven't been consuming any, this is climbing up toward the 45 per minute mark. I'm going to let this go forward in a big burst until, yeah, it looks like we are backing up now. So now if I look at it, we're doing 48 per minute over the last minute. Okay, that's good. So we now have military sciences automated, and I have ammunition being provided to me. I have the upgraded weapons. I do not have one last thing, which is this. I really, really want power armor. Actually, what I want is power armor Mark II. I'm not making processing units yet, so I can't make power armor. I could make some modular armor, which would get me a little bit of stuff. But it's only a 5x5 equipment grid. So that would be like a 2x2 for a RoboPort, and then the other 21 would be for personal batteries and portable solar panels. That would allow me to do some robot stuff. That's actually not a bad idea. How are we doing on time? 45 minutes? Yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. So portable solar panels need advanced circuits and solar panels. These require steel plates. It's a steel plate and battery we've got. Advanced circuits, steel plate we've got. Solar panels we don't have yet. Okay, so solar panels require copper plate, steel plate, and electronic circuits. Okay, let's make some solar plate. solar panels. What was that again? Repeat it. Copper plate, steel plate, and electronic circuits. So copper and steel and green. The more I twist things around up here, the harder it is going to be to get all this stuff together. Let's turn off the... Well, I do want to look at the pollution cloud for a moment before I turn it off. I'm thinking this is going to be a lot of production to get a suit that will allow me to host robots, and it's only going to be a few robots. Let's skip it, and instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to automate turrets. It used to be you needed turrets for the science. Now you don't. So iron and copper and gear wheels. Let me change my planner over to turret. Machines. So if I wanted to support one machine making turrets, okay, let's say I did 3 machines making turrets. That would get us 16 per minute. That's still kind of slow for what I want to do. If I do 6 machines making turrets, that's one every couple of seconds. That should get a bunch of them built for me. Come to think of it, though, how many turrets do I really need? Let's do 1. Okay, 1 machine making turrets requires 0.7 machines making iron gear wheels. So I'm going to do a machine making turrets next to a machine making gear wheels, and they need to have access to copper and iron. Golly gee, where do I have copper and iron that isn't already folded and twisted? This is why you build a bus, by the way, is so that you can just go to the bus and get it rather than saying, oh, where have I left it? Where is it? Where can I get it? Okay. Okay, I am going to have you guys come together here. Because this is becoming sort of a semi-bus over here. We have 2 more lines coming in. So all this, I can put 1 machine in here. You are making... I think I better think in terms of this being a bus. You're making gears. You're making turrets. I am forwarding that with a long-handled inserter. Turrets require 0.93 per second. Oh, somebody lied to me. Oh, 1.5 to 0. Okay, 1.5 to 0.93. We're fine. And our other input here is this guy. Bring you up. I'm going to bring you up. Rather than doing a fresh tap off of the main power. There. you are producing into the turret box. There we go. So if we look at this, this says we haven't built the gates yet. I do need to do those. Should have checked that. So we're building walls, and we have completely boxed ourselves in on the walls. So this requires steel plate, electronic circuits, and walls. Walls start here. We've got steel here. We've got walls down here. If I could combine steel and walls together, I'd be happy. Can I bring steel and walls out to the right? I think I can. Yeah, this is going to get even more twisted as things go by. So be prepared. There's our steel. Need to put the walls somewhere. Should have put the new one down before I took the old one out. Okay, so you need power. So steel and walls. I just need one machine in here that can get the green circuits and the steel and the walls. And you are making gates. Actually, I could put the walls in here if I wanted to. Oh, we've already got them going over there. That's fine. Okay, we good. So what are we missing? I believe unfulfilled 28 of the gates, and they're on their way. I'm going to call this a recording because we now have the science. Between recordings, I will queue up and let finish all of the science that we can now do, except we are not going to be researching utility science packs or production science packs. We will also skip the logistics system when it comes up. I think that is now on. Here it is. Logistics. Oh, the logistics system requires space science. We don't want to do it until we've gotten some science back from another planet. Okay. So I am going to let the military and military plus chemical science go, and when we come back, we will have all of that done. And I don't believe I need that like that. I will see you in the next recording.